Hello and welcome to the show. We start this week's FailRace episode with Golden Piggy on GTA 5 finding a new way to be annoying with the flying bike. Yes, you don't need missiles or anything like that. Just fling yourself at unsuspecting people. It's kind of effective. Probably doesn't do as much damage as missiles, but it is a lot funnier. Tony is up next with a normal bike learning to fly. Yes, that is a very small curb and the bike is gone. It really is. I've seen quite a few of the bike launches. It's not normally off that smaller kind of piece of terrain, but not only has the bike got flung clear, it's also got the one place you can't really recover it from. Yep, of course, it's landed on the roof. I don't know, a boopy gun might get it off, although I think the security guards will get angry at you. They don't try in this clip. You couldn't have done it worse if you tried, pretty much, in terms of aiming. Dolphinator up next on Farming Sim is messing about, seeing what happens when various stuff gets crashed into by a train. I mean, we've all done this sort of thing for science in the past. However, the outcome, well, that's not really what we're expecting. Dirt bike gets hit by train, pushed into truck, and dirt bike goes to space. Yes, that's that's a lot of distance. It's a lot of height and a lot of distance for the dirt bike. I know Farming Sim has some glitchy physics and everything, but still, that's a hell of a flight for the dirt bike. That guy of fire is up next on Redout. Now, things are supposed to be flying here, however, gets it wrong, bounces off some scenery, and amazingly lands back on the circuit facing the right way and everything. That is incredibly well done. Under Butler up next on Art of Rally clips it's kind of a ditch, if you like, managing to roll their vehicle and perfectly carry on. It could even on Art of Rally. You can get these wonderful roll and carry on. It almost didn't. That is a long way on its side with the landing. On a more conventional rally game, next, Longmat WRC9. Finland does not have the nice roll and carry on. No, I mean, Finland is a very fast, very dangerous rally at the best of times, and well, I don't know quite, the camera just doesn't quite see what it hits. I think it's a rock on the landing that just pings the car in the air, and then we're going to cartwheel down the road, and the high end, I guess technically it lands on its wheels, just not in a very good state by the end of it. We're on to SnowRunner next with Smallman trying to... I mean, it's a very big pickup truck they're carrying on, not the biggest of vehicles here. The safety winch going on is a little bit too much winch. Well, the first safety winch kind of got them in trouble. The second safety winch kind of saved it. Just. I mean, we're only talking just here. That is a very, very precarious position for... I think it's the Bandit? Whatever this one is. Either way, they do just about survive, but that's not really where you want to be, and it's quite an awkwardly wedged area. We're on to Horizon 5. Next vehicle, spotting a stunt jump. It takes it, doesn't really quite get the distance to get into the stadium, pings off the wall, does a backflip, and is parked. Actually, very well. I mean, actually, I give it about a 95. A little crooked, but it stayed within the lines. Mike is up next on Automobilista 2, racing at the Nürburgring GP circuit with the modern Formula 1 cars. And everything is going, I'd say, relatively well all the way through the first couple of corners when the Aston Martins decided it's had enough of the Ferrari. And over we go. And stuck. But that's not going to be getting out of there anytime soon. No, we see these like interlocking wheel collisions on Project Cars. That kind of happens a lot. Don't tend to see an Automobilista quite the same. But yeah, the Aston Martin kind of it doesn't realise it's still a Ferrari on the outside. Comes across, wheels get connected, rear wheel and front wheel get connected, and the Ferrari ends up having a very Ferrari-ish kind of a day. Black and red up next on Iracing. So this is playing against some AIs. Has a poor start in the Formula 1 car, heading down towards the first couple of corners and doesn't really quite get far enough alongside. Rolls a car over that then instantly gets its revenge. Yeah, I mean, it was quite instant karma going on then, and the AIs have a crash trying to avoid everything further around, which is, I guess, kind of understandable. So yeah, the players kind of, it's a half-hearted pass to the inside, bundles its way across the curb. Massive roll from the yellow car there, managing to land on top of the player car, and everything else sort of skates around it. Yeah, that is a big shot. They're on board with a car further back, just watching. It's such a vicious roll that goes on in what is a relatively slow corner as well. That Very, very vicious roll. King Potato is up next on Assetto Corsa, racing at Daytona when there's not quite enough space, and we're through the wall and then through the floor. Yeah, that's definitely not where you were wanting to be going. With all of that, it is infinitely falling at nearly 200 miles an hour. Will it get to 200 miles an hour before the end of the clip? Not quite. It's close, though. Yeah, there just wasn't quite the space. So they're going 3 wide. There is a car up on the outside here. The player all the way on the bottom. And I don't think the Ferrari quite... The Ferrari kind of wants to turn to the lower line, and the player does not have anywhere to really go. The car on the outside actually does give space in this one. The Ferrari just kind of turns down a little bit into the Corvette, and they both get spat out of the circuit. The Ferrari gets away with it. And amazingly, it's only them. There's a little bump there, but amazingly... It was only those cars that really got affected by that one. And finally, we have Thomas on Assetto Corsa Competizione with some players getting tangled up in Imola, and somehow the car we're watching getting through the middle. The Ferrari kind of gets away without too much damage. But, yeah, I mean, it's sort of silly misjudging from the 2 cars up ahead. They spin across the track. And, yeah, amazingly, the Mercedes that we're following goes straight through. Incredibly well judged to find that gap with everything spinning. The Ferrari not quite being so lucky visiting the gravel trap. Yeah, that's a brown trouser moment going on right there. But that is indeed going to be it for this episode. As ever, if you have clips you'd like to submit to this series, you can via a Google form. There'll be a link to it in the description. All the rules and how it works can be found on there. That, though, is going to be it from me. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.